On this particular problem, we need to create the system of inequalities that produces this shade right here. Okay, so let's begin by looking at the lines and writing the lines in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We should all identify that a horizontal line is really y equals whatever that y value the line crosses through. So all of these coordinates have the y value of 2. Here's 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 5, 2. All of them have the y value of 2. That's why this equation is y equals 2. However, it's not an equation, it's an inequality. So there's a solid line, which means that it will be or equal to, but it is shaded not above, but below. So below would be a less than or equal to. And it's or equal to again because it is solid. So we have a y is less than or equal to 2. That represents this, and you know what, I'll draw it out. Represents this red solid line that is shaded below. Okay, the shade is below. Okay, so now let's go for the next one. Let's go for, I don't know, we could do this dotted one next. Okay, so this is dotted. That means it's not going to be or equal to, all right? The inequality will be a greater than symbol. Why is it greater than? Because as you can see, this dotted line, the shade is above it on the y's, not below it. So above would be greater than, below would be less than. So we know that it's going to be a greater than symbol instead of an equal sign. But let's think y equals mx plus b, but instead of equals, it's greater than because it's shaded above. So we need an m and a b on this dotted line. There's my b value, and it looks like I do go down 1 over 2 to get to the next dot, and that is the slope negative 1/2. So we know that the slope is negative 1/2. So we have our equation for this blue dotted line. Let me make a blue dotted line here. So for this blue dotted line, the equation is y is greater than, not greater than or equal to, just greater than, the slope we said was negative 1/2. It goes down 1 over 2 with an x. Y equals mx plus b. The b value is a minus 3. Now let's go for the last line, which is a solid line. I'll do this one in green. This one crosses the y-axis at 2. It is a solid line. And this green solid line, do I shade above? So is it going to be y is greater than or equal to? Or is it going to be y is less than or equal to? Obviously less than. The shade is below that green solid line. So it's going to be y is less than. So let me write that equation right here in green. Y is less than, what is the slope? From one point to the next, from left to right, you're going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So the slope is 1 over 1. You don't even have to put 1 over 1. You could just put x, right? Because if you put a 1 over 1, it's kind of pointless. You could just put x. So y is less than x. And what is the b value? Obviously, you could see that it crosses at 1, 2, not 3, but 2. So the b value is 2, so plus 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our 3 inequalities. Now it is time to write it as a system of inequalities. So to write it as a system, let's write down all 3 of them together. So this right here is your system of inequalities, just all 3 of them written together. However, I do recall that on the multiple choice of this problem, this guy is not written in slope-intercept form. It's actually written in standard form where you had the x and the y on the left side. So let me show you how you would see it on the multiple choice. You'd have to technically multiply everything here by 2 to get rid of the fraction. So times 2, times 2, times 2, everything times 2. You'll end up with 2y is greater than negative 1x minus 6, okay? And then another thing that they do have on the multiple choice is the x moved to the left side. So you'd have to add, whoops, sorry about that, add 1x, add 1x. Now you can't really add 2y plus 1x. Those are different terms, so you're just going to rewrite it. So you're going to have one single x plus 2y being greater than -6. I believe this is the way they provide that blue dotted line. So this blue dotted line, even though this is the best way to look at it, they do provide it like this. So on your multiple choice answers, if you see any that are in standard form, you probably want to subtract the x, divide everything by 2. That way you'll be able to identify it with that blue dotted line, which is y is greater than -1/2 x minus 3. Okay, but you're going to see it like this on the multiple choice. I hope this helps.